What up, guys? It's Bananaowns here, bringing you episode 3 of the Scrub Diaries. So, we're gonna keep moving along here. So, we're in the third week now of trying to get better at Smash. Specifically, Project M is where I'm focusing a lot of my efforts on. It's going well. Needless to say, it's going well. I'm starting to be able to chain together some combos now. I don't know necessarily the videos this week show this level of progress. I kind of just recorded some videos of gameplay for this week, but you know, just four games, nothing too special about them. Not like last week where I handpicked out of like the 20 or so games. So for this one, what really ended up happening was that this week I was lucky enough to have been able to actually play against a human person. A human person, yes. An actual person, not the computer. So, one of my friends, Avkavar Turtle, who is featured on a lot of my videos, I actually got to play against some Smash with him, and play a lot of Smash with him, actually. Now, I haven't recorded those videos because I don't really know what to do with them. But, it's looking good. It's looking like I'm getting better, and it's looking like he's getting better too, which is pretty cool. I think right now I'm still keeping a Roy main. I'm starting to really begin to pick up a Marth game as well. Marth's very similar to Roy in some aspects, but a lot of differences there. Especially, I think my favorite thing about Roy is his up B manages to hit the enemy so hard if you land it. But I digress. So we're going with I'm starting to branch out and find some other characters that I'm looking forward to actually learning how to play, because I think I don't necessarily have a solid primary character, my main character. I'm not the greatest right now, but I'm starting to get enough of a handle on Roy where I'm feeling comfortable enough that I need to be able to at least play another character in order to get some more favorable matchups. Maybe get a Fox, but probably not a Fox. So right now, I'm working on finding some characters. I've been experimenting a little bit, which will probably be next week. You'll see me actually playing as maybe 4 different characters. You know, and that's exactly what we're going to do next week. It's going to be 4 different characters. So I've been on Smashboards a lot and really trying to understand, get a better understanding of this game. So one of the things I noticed is that for beginners, they recommend 2 characters, Mario and then Link. So Link, having a little experience with Link, a little bit too slow for my liking. It's a kind of difficult to do combos, but I think the range game gives you a lot of versatility. But it's kind of too slow. Not exactly my favorite player. Has decent enough recovery and does pretty decent damage. But again, like the speed is kind of eh. But Mario is fucking awesome. Mario is great, actually. It's very easy to chain together some rudimentary combos and to really begin to pick up some games. And then you can have obviously like the cape gives you some strategy, some flex back, some ability to address the enemies with projectiles. So it's been really cool. I'm really digging Mario so far, actually. Mario's pretty cool. Let's see, another character is Samus. I've been trying to work as Samus and doing pretty good with Samus, especially against my games with Avkavar Turtle. You know, I suck with Sheik, I suck with Falcon, Captain Falcon, I suck with Falco, I suck with Fox. So I'm mostly trying to figure characters that I can really get a handle on. Which it's looking better. It's looking a lot better because I'm actually starting to branch out. It's really telling sometimes that you can see like the amount of progress I've made in just like 3 weeks alone. It's been absolutely crazy. Like, I'm starting to actually do combos now when I'm playing with against a human opponent who's not a pro. He's like same skill level as I am, and you know, learning and picking up the game. But it's really cool because you start to learn, you start to pick up the game, and it's starting to get a lot more fun when you play. And it's like I lose, and I'm not angry when I lose. It's just like, okay, what did I do wrong? And I think half the time is me being stupid and not knowing my limits and getting too aggressive with the pursuing off the edge. I'm still kind of learning the extent of my recovery for Roy. I'm getting a lot better handle on it actually. But it's fucking, it's crazy. It's amazing just to see the level of progress. And I might secondary Mario or Samus depending. So, you know, as the time I'm recording this, it's June 21st. I think MLG Anaheim's going on right now, so I've been watching the Melee. Now, besides the initial like controversy with their whole stream and the amount of ads and the amount of downtime, I think they just like clarified like why there is that amount of downtime, especially at the very beginning of the stream in order to. No, I'm getting ahead of myself here. But yeah, I've been watching the MLG Anaheim and just kind of trying to pick up on some little things that the pros themselves are doing. So I've been kind of noticing like there's a lot of Foxes and Falcos. I think Fox and Falco are considered top tier. So there's tons of them, and it's kind of giving me a little bit of a understanding on how to handle a Fox or Falco, especially a good one. But I'm still a ways away from being able to maybe actually play against like a player that actually like really knows the extent of like competitive play and knows like a lot of like what they're doing. Basically knows how to like wave dash perfectly, knows how to L cancel perfectly. So that's something that will be like an ongoing thing, is my wave dashing and my L canceling. You can see here in this game I'm a little bit out of practice. I took like a few days off playing. Kind of went straight towards it, but so my wave dashing is a little bit off. If you notice, I keep jumping and then like immediately like air dodging. You know, it's not to have the timing there, but I got the timing back. And then for my L canceling, it's trying to just ingrain that into my muscle memory to press L every single time I land. You know, sometimes like I think I can pursue a combo, but I don't L cancel properly, and it's kind of get a little mad at myself there, because I have a chance like to follow up on something cool, and it's because of myself. But you know what? That's what these videos are for, is for learning how to L cancel, learning how to pick up everything. So we're gonna get better. Avatar Turtle and I are gonna get better, and it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be a great learning experience. So hopefully by the end of this whole thing, I will be pretty good at Smash, and well, not pretty good, but, you know, relatively good. Let's not get crazy here. So anyway, this game's about to end here, so we're gonna go on to the next one versus Ness. Now, I know I put in another Ness video last time, and I just put characters on random and put stage on random to see what really happens. So you notice I'm kind of the computer Ness got like a really good combo on me at the start there, but start to answer back. So it's like one thing is like the computer for Project M tends to really fall off the edge a lot, and it's kind of frustrating because like I think. Especially since I know it was just one guy programming the AI, that it's a lot of work, especially trying to get it to be a little bit more difficult than the one in the base game. But it's kind of annoying because they kill themselves a lot, and I feel like sometimes I'm not getting like an accurate indication of how I'm doing, because sometimes I'll win by like a couple stocks, but I know that the computer fell off when they shouldn't have. So it's kind of frustrating. You know, it's very similar to like actually facing off a human opponent. So it's like, oh, we had a miss button press, so I didn't exactly totally win the way you should. Although there's like an argument that that's how you win, is because you didn't miss a button press, so you penalize them for their mistake. All that good thing. So for Roy, this week, I've been focusing on my down smash. So if you notice, like the past couple weeks, it's kind of just trying to introduce new moves and see what's going on. So the last week, I was using Roy's. I was really experimenting with Roy's neutral air, with his nair, and it's pretty powerful. It's a pretty good hit back. I think that's my kind of my go-to when like I need to get an attack to get out of an air juggle or something. So yeah, so Roy's Nair is actually pretty good. So that was last week I was working on this. So this week I've been trying to get a lot more of a down smash combo, to down smash and then to an up smash and then to either a side air, a forward air fair, a back air, or like a nair or something like that to get him up in the air. So that's been my whole thing is like I have the dash combo where you dash side to side to side, get him up in the air, then you can knock him, and if you get like a back air off of that little combo, I could best say you can take a stock pretty easily. And if not, then get him off the stage so then you can pursue. Hopefully not like that. Hopefully not like that. Yeah, so I've been working on the down smash to get the enemies up in the air a little bit, because I think in terms of my abilities, if I can get a good back air, it's gonna be great, or even a forward air. Maybe try to do like a kind of a pseudo Ken combo with Roy, you know, to get a knockdown or something. But so you're beginning to notice that I'm starting to play a bit more of the ground on these platforms like this, especially with like the small stages with the 3 or so platforms. So I'm kind of taking a page out of like the Marth handbook there, which is kind of avoid the platforms. So I've been trying to work there, and it's been actually working pretty successful. I've been playing against Abkavar Turtle, and he doesn't seem to notice yet that I try to maintain control of the bottom center and try to stay off the platforms. The only time I really go off on the platforms is just to pursue a combo when I know I can get it. Other times I'll just let it go and let him recover. But yeah, so trying to just maintain control of the bottom, and I think that's important, especially since I'm getting better at ledge guarding, or at not even ledge guarding. Oh no, I think it is ledge guarding. I was about to say, where I'm guarding the enemy's recovery, and it's been a pretty eye-opening experience trying to learn more of the intricacies of the character. So in return, I don't even know what I was gonna fucking say there. That was pretty awkward. Okay, so let's go hit him. God, Ness. I think Ness is actually, like, I looked at the Project M boards, and Ness is kind of like a very low tier, actually, and it kind of surprised me, considering that, you know, someone that can use Ness pretty well or something. But oh well. Roy's not exactly the best tier ever on their little rankings. Roy's, I think, a mid tier, along with like Captain Falcon and actually a decent amount of characters that you wouldn't think so. But again, Project M is different from Melee. It's different from Brawl, especially, but it is not exactly the same as Melee. You just can get away with a lot more Melee stuff in there. Oh, I missed my neutral beat. There we go. So that's been another thing I've been working on. Speaking of Ness going flying around everywhere, is working on my my DIs. Sorry, I drink my coffee there. So for my DIs, I'm getting a little bit better at being able to time them. It's a little bit difficult to kind of teach yourself how to react, you know, to push the opposite way and then to plan your recovery back on the stage. So something I've been noticing by watching a lot of the pro Melee here for the past couple days is that most of the time, if you have to use your up B in order to recover, it's not a good thing. Like, it's not a good thing, because a lot of the times, like, there's someone waiting right there to combo you, or even if you can manage to get it on a ledge guard or something to get in back on the ledge, it's a very difficult thing to recover, especially if you need to use your up B. And as I said before, like, most of the time I'm noticing, like, you immediately land back on the platform, and then you get, like, immediately pushed back off. So that's like a thing that I'm trying to focus on, is learning how to recover back to the stage after I get like a huge combo against me, after I get a good smash against me, after I successfully DI. Now I say that lightly, successful DI. I'm not exactly the greatest at it, so working on getting a successful DI and then a solid recovery back. And I think the recovery back is definitely the most difficult part, considering like how the the game evolves as you're moving. So like you can, do I do an air dodge here to avoid it and then open myself up again, or will an air dodge work in this case? You know, all that good stuff of DIing. But again, like with wave dashing and hell canceling, I do have at least a basic knowledge of it and a basic working knowledge of it, I think, which is more important. So I can manage to do it, just not perfectly and not every single time, which presents more issues itself. So I think, see, I really like Roy. Roy's, I think, so far I'm liking Roy better than Marth because of the added strength. I don't know, Roy just feels like a lot stronger. I feel like his attacks have more weight, I think, but it's better than like an Ike, because I think Ike is way too powerful, well, way too slow. Let's be honest, slow. The speed there is anything important. Like the big hulking characters, they get the added benefit of not being able to be smashed off that easily, but it's kind of it's very difficult to play as them. I think Mewtwo King has like a Bowser that he uses every now and then, which is kind of crazy. Okay, so for these last two matches here, we just go normal 4-stock game, not the 8-minute barrage that we did for the first two games. So for this versus Yoshi, and then I know like Yoshi isn't very widely used, so this random battle is kind of a weird thing, but I think this Yoshi battle is important to kind of get together some combo and to kind of learn how to deal with the unexpected. So it's like you don't expect a certain matchup, you don't expect a certain character. So you can see I got a pretty good combo on him, but Yoshi's pretty has a pretty good like set list there of moves, especially in terms of power and like how much percentage it puts you under. But Yoshi just has an absolutely terrible reach and terrible recovery in the sense that Yoshi doesn't really have an up B recovery move. So in order to get back to the stage, you know, you need your 2 jumps, or if you're high enough, you can do your down B and then go down and hit the ledge and hopefully grab onto it. So Yoshi can't really recover if you get off too much. And I know Yoshi's main jumps there are pretty big, significant. They're significantly large in terms like the amount of coverage that the jumps can get. Like you can go something ridiculous, kind of like almost like a minor form of like a Jigglypuff or something in terms of like how much they're able to actually get back. So Yoshi, and see, that's one of the frustrating things I've been really learning about, is being able to recover. And I mentioned a little bit earlier, trying to figure out like the appropriate time to recover. Now the actual act of recovering itself is presents a whole like slew of issues, like do I do my up B? Do I do my side B? Do I do like a down B? Do I try to attempt to go for attack? Do I attempt to do a suicide? It's like all of these like things. It's like all these options that you could potentially choose, and it's kind of weird to think about. Like you're basically making a decision about it while you're in the middle of the match, or like maybe on your break, but definitely like while you're in the middle of the match. It's kind of like a trial by combat in a sense, and it's pretty insane. So here we go, Yoshi. Should do a Yoshi main. I think there's a Yoshi main in the melee thing. It's pretty crazy. I think he didn't do too well though the first day though. Kind of was getting destroyed, and it's kind of sad. So let's look at a 3-stock versus a 1-stock. Yoshi will probably kill me. Right here, I don't remember what the result of this game was. Let's see if we can get a DI. So do side B, and that was a pretty good timing by the computer there. So that's one of the things I'm trying to learn here, is the good timing like that, where you can get a smash off an enemy returning onto the ledge and have it perfectly timed, so it really works. Let's see here. Let's use my neutral B there. Yoshi's fucking picking me up like a bitch. C-stick. Oh, that brings me into like this whole separate topic of the C-stick. So, as a Roy player, you know, you basically live the C-stick. As you know, it's very similar to the Marth players. I think I saw like a really crappy like Photoshop drawing of I think it says like the professional Smash Brothers controller, and it's like only for Marth users. And it was like all the buttons were photoshopped, and they had the C-stick instead of the face button. So is pretty funny. But the C stick is definitely important in the terms of crowds, and especially in terms of crowds. It's especially important in terms of being able to get a combo off. I think that's, I want to say crowds instead of combo. Yeah, so the combo, it's necessarily in order to get like a really quick, because you can spend too much time charging up your smash when you use your A button, but with your C stick you can get in and get a very quick hit. So I'm facing off against Sheik. So I tried playing as Sheik for a little bit, you know, trying to learn another character, because I see a lot of really good Sheiks, but it was kind of difficult to learn and to get a grasp for like the combos, because Sheik's so fast, and it's kind of difficult, and has actually a fairly good recovery, which kind of shocked me with the amount you're able to get back with Sheik. So there we go. That's your 3-2 stock here. So you can kind of tell my progression with the computers a little bit. At least you can see that I don't really lose to computers all that much. I mean, every now and then there is. Mostly when I'm trying something, and I don't mean I don't want to John for myself there, but it's a little frustrating, because most of the time, like, I lose against the computers because I'm trying something new, or I get like really aggressive in pursuing an enemy off the stage when I really shouldn't have, and that good stuff right there. Let's see here. I think Sheik's gonna make it back. See, I missed the neutral B there, but managed to get the side smash, which turned out to be pretty fortunate. Pretty fortunate indeed. God, Sheik's gonna probably get me right here. God, Sheik's recovery is just so good compared to like my Roy recovery, which is like nothing. It's kind of a very similar to Falco, where you don't have a lot of room to mess around in terms of like what you do. So oh man, get picked up. And again, especially in terms of things I've been working on, just reminded me something. It was like my grabbing. My grabbing's pretty bad. I still don't really have the thing mastered where you can grab out of the shield after like wave dashing or something. So there we go. Let's see. Come on. God, I don't want fucking to lose against Sheik. There we go. Oh, Sheik fell.